part 2 next Wednesday, and hopefully the weather will be more cooperative. So today's session is part 1 of Positive Images for Business Professionals, and I am Cathy Lowe. So the first thing that I want to say about this is that positive first impressions take 3 to 5 minutes. So if you meet someone, they have next Wednesday, and hope if you meet someone for the very first time, they are going to make a first impression about you in 3 to 5 minutes. Well, what are or 3 to 5 seconds? I'm sorry. So, what are some of the things that they judge you by in those 3 to 5 seconds? We're judging the trustworthiness of a person. We're trying to answer the question in our mind is what is this person's intentions toward me, and how strong and confident is this person? And it's kind of mind-boggling that someone can make those assertions about you in that brief period of time. So this is just a cute little quote that we like to use, and it says, "Your first hello will never happen again. You can make a positive first impression with a genuine smile and a cheerful hello." Now, that genuine smile is the key. The key word there is genuine. They decide with your words. They make a decision that 7% of their decision is based on your words, 38% is based on your tone of voice, and 55% is based on your body language. So 93% of a person's opinion of you has absolutely nothing to do with what you say. So in order to make that 3 to 5 second judgment, these are 6 of the questions that your mind tries to answer about the person that you are making a first impression judgment about. The first question is, were you on time? The second question can be, do you appear to be comfortable and confident? Do you appear to be sincere, honest, and trustworthy? Does your appearance project your desired message? Does your body language project your desired message? And are you prepared? So let's take one question at a time and examine it just a little more thoroughly. Were you on time? So being on time or slightly early sends the message that you have respect for the other person's time and that you're interested in the situation. What people who are continuously late don't understand about the message they're sending, or maybe they do understand it and don't care, but the message they're sending is that their time is more important than your time. And so consistently late people get a reputation in somebody else's mind that they don't really hold that person, that they don't think that person is as important as their time is. So probably in the professional world, one of the most important tools that you have in your toolbox is to be on time. When you manage your time wisely, you are more efficient and you seem to be more confident. Being on time allows for thought and reflection prior to a meeting. Allowing for thought and reflection enhances your decision making. This is something I think is very important for people to understand if they're trying to project a professional image, if they want the respect of those around them, is that they need to be prepared for any situation. You need to reflect on the content of your presentation, whether it's friend on friend, or whether it is business to business, or whether it's a business networking situation. One of the most important things to help you present yourself in a professional manner is for you to have given yourself enough time to help your actions and reactions and enhance your decision making.
Cathy, do you think that employers also look at that when they're reviewing your evaluation of your work habits?
I do think that employers, potential employers, take a look at that in how you present yourself when you come to a meeting. Are you just nervous because you want the job, or are you disheveled and unprepared? So as far as job interviews are concerned, it is very important to have given yourself enough time to regroup and to gather your thoughts before you go into a meeting. I think that's important also in an employment situation. Your employer is going to take a look at your performance as well as how you manage time, because the old saying goes, time is money, and employers understand that. So good time management skills allow you to experience more events, thus giving you more knowledge. And that's something that I don't think people think about much, but if you have managed your time well, you're going to get a lot more in that 8-hour day or that 10-hour work day. And in doing that, you are going to encounter more people. You are going to encounter more situations that require decision making and thought processes. And so good time management skills give you more knowledge purely because you are having more experiences in that 8-hour day.
And I'm sure in a sales environment, allowing enough time to commute between meetings is very important as part of your time management.
It is extremely important because of several things. Number one, it's just important that you go prepared. But number two, take a look at the weather. If you haven't prepared to get to work on time, and your employer has said, yes, we are open today and you need to be here. If you come rushing in today with an excuse that your car got stuck in the driveway or the roads are slick or whatever, that's probably something that'll pass on a day like today. But if that becomes the norm, your employer is going to pick up on that, and they are not going to feel that you are as trustworthy as the employee who encountered the same weather and got there on time and was able to do their job. The other thing about being on time is your stress level. If you are late and you have an appointment or you have things that have to be done, your stress level is going to be higher just because you're trying to maneuver and get things done. And so being on time really is important for yourself, simply because of your stress level. When you are stressed, you don't say the right things, you don't project the right image. Less stress equates to a higher quality of work. Again, if you're methodical in your thinking and you're thinking about what you're doing as you're trying to do whatever job you're doing, your work quality is going to be better if you're not all stressed out and trying to figure out what you can do and how you can catch up. Good time management skills make you less likely to procrastinate. All of the benefits of good time management lead to a happier and more successful you. That last sentence is kind of a given if you have managed all of the other skills. Being less likely to procrastinate, again, enables you to be more effective and more efficient in the projects that you've taken on for the day. If you become overwhelmed, the first thing you will do is put something off and try to clean your plate off a little bit. Well, whatever you put off today is going to be there tomorrow, along with all the things that you had to do for tomorrow. So procrastination is probably, uh, uh, in my mind, one of the attributes that employers and employees really judge you by. If you are an employer and your employees if you have an employee that is always procrastinating or always 15 minutes late and, always trying to play catch up and saying, yeah, I got to that today, but I didn't get to finish, I'll do it tomorrow, those become excuses. And employers are looking for results. They're not looking for excuses. If you are an employee who has a boss that procrastinates, you are generally going to pick up the actions of your leader. And so if you work for a procrastinator, you are probably, in the long run, not going to be as effective in your profession. So, I'm not advocating that you quit working for somebody purely because the leader of that corporation or that company or that small business is a procrastinator. But what I am suggesting is you could lead by not being a procrastinator, by having your work completed and always asking for more. That is something that shows an employer that you have the skills that they are looking for to take their business to the next level.
And then the worst thing could happen is that you have customers waiting on you.
Exactly. And I'll tell you and this comes into another part of this program, but I will stop and say this right now. Nothing infuriates me more, and it kind of falls in procrastination. But if I've taken the time and the energy and the effort to make an appointment and go to somebody's office or go to somebody's cash register at Kroger or Food City, if I am the person that has taken the time and the energy to go and meet with or do something, the one thing that will send me right over the edge is if they say, wait just a minute, I need to answer this telephone call. And then they leave me sitting there. Me, who got up, got dressed, was there waiting, for my appointment. They leave me sitting there because they don't have enough self-control to let that telephone ring, let the answer machine pick it up, and take that customer that's calling in its rotation. So please, especially if you are serving the public, the very worst thing you can do as far as sending somebody a message that your time is not important, the very worst thing you can do is to leave them sitting while you take another call or another message, or while you let someone else interrupt their appointed time. I will sometimes leave if, of course it depends on what I'm there for, but even at doctor's offices, I'll wait 30 minutes, I may even wait an hour, but I'm not going to wait any longer than that. I'm going to respectfully say, I understand they're busy, and they probably are, especially if they're medical people, and I would just like to reschedule for another time because I need to get back to work. But I think that's probably one of the worst things that people do is make other people wait after they have been there on time. Sorry about this. So, a benefit of being on time is to know your strengths and weaknesses and conscientiously strive to improve without seeking absolution for others. And I'm going to go back to this for just a second because do you appear to be comfortable and confident? That is something that is a learned behavior. That is not something that you're going to just all of a sudden get. But again, if your time management skills are good and you have really honed in on them, you are going to feel more comfortable with yourself. You are going to appear more confident. And the best way to appear more comfortable and more confident is to be knowledgeable about whatever situation you happen to be in at the time. So, knowing your strengths and weaknesses is a big part of that. I know that my strengths, when I was a hairdresser, I knew that my strengths were hair coloring and precision hair cutting. And so, if there was somebody else in my shop that had a skill in permanent waving or in manicuring or pedicuring or one of the other services, I would spend my free time learning from them. I never have felt, and this is something that's very important. To know yourself is to be able to improve, and so you don't have to admit to somebody that you don't know as much as you want to know about a certain topic, but the thing that you can do, and it lets other people think that that they are important to the situation, is the thing that you can do is know your own strengths and weaknesses and learn from other experiences, others. The world is full of people who are experts, and you run into those experts daily. So give the other person their just credit and make sure that you hone in on your strengths and improve on your weaknesses. And you don't need somebody else to say, oh no, you really aren't, you really know this well. If you know inside your own heart and your own mind that you need some improvement, there are all kinds of avenues for that.
And that's all part of professional development, is knowing your weaknesses and trying to do something about it.
Exactly. So as I said, you want to lead in the areas that you know you can succeed, and you want to participate in the areas that you know you need to learn. And I think participation might be one of the keys to success, actually, is even if you are a leader, you can't be all things to all people all of the time. And so, being a good leader means knowing how and when to participate, because you recognize the fact that somebody else is in that room that can teach you something. Set reachable goals for yourself. Don't plan so far ahead that you're planning for a future that you don't know is ever going to happen because there are so many variables in life. Set reachable goals. Set daily goals. Set 1 week goals. Set 1 month goals. Set what you want to have accomplished in 6 months, but don't set goals that are so stringent that they make you miserable because they're unrealistic and you haven't been able to achieve. I keep a notepad on my desk, and so every day when I encounter something that's going to take just a little more effort than maybe the next 30 minutes or I write down everything that I have to get done. And so after I take care of the here and now, I start addressing those to-do list, I call it, that are on that notepad. Some have to be carried over to the next day purely and simply because of their content or their job requirement. And some you can get done by the day. But even if it is something as personal as I need to pick up the phone and ask my daughter a question. If I don't have time to pick up the phone and call her right now, I just write down call Brandy. And so it's gotten that off of my mind so that I can think about all the other things that I need to do. And then when I have a free moment, or when I've come back from lunch, or when, I'm just sitting at my desk and I think, okay, what do I need to do next? I skim over that list. And, that's a goal. And I think people make too much of what a goal actually is. A goal is simply something you want to accomplish. They can be personal goals, they can be professional goals, they can be a mixture of goals. But, goals that are really subjective, like, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40. Yeah, well, so does everybody. But how do I get to that? Do I save $5 a day? There's a whole process of those great big goals. I want to be the CEO of Eastman. Okay, if I want to be the CEO of Eastman, I'm probably going to have to know something about finance. I mean, some of the goals that you set for yourself have to be realistic enough that you know that you want to achieve them, and that you can achieve them. And so, I really think a to-do list is probably one of the very best goal-setting tools that we all have at our disposal. Always be open to learn new things. Learning should continue until your death. Whether it, again, in a professional environment, learning is part of your day's job. You're not going to know, even if you are a marketing specialist, and I could use my friend Sandy Ratliff for this example, but Sandy teaches iPad classes, and she teaches marketing classes. And I walk to her office every day, not only to harass her just a little bit, but to see what she's learning for the day, because after Sandy has cleared her desk and done all of her organization and managed her time, she's got one of those iPad apps out trying to figure out how to make a movie or make a video or do a new style of presentation or do animation. Or Sandy's not doing that because she's playing. She's doing that because she knows that she needs to know it before she can teach it, and she knows that her job is to make all people successful that she is dealing with. So, her job is as a consultant. And so she's always learning new things. And I'm sorry, we've got a little snow condition here, and we've got people stepping in and out of our office. I didn't mean to pause for a minute, but we might need to answer. Do we need to answer a question? Okay. So enlist feedback from others. I come to Sandy's office, and so I will say to her, okay, we've got this schedule going, or that schedule going, or what do you think about this, or how should we follow through with that? We talk to each other, and in our situation, we also have a partnership with the Washington County Chamber, so we'll talk about an issue that has come up with one of our projects, and Sandy and I will discuss it a little bit, and then we'll call Nita and Suzanne at the Chamber, and we'll get their input, and we'll all, we'll get each other's feedback, and we will then, make decisions based on that feedback. But again, feedback is as important as your own ideas, because ideas have to develop into actions and successes. If for yourself, if you are trying to create a positive image for your business, your ideas have to develop into something. So make confidence part of your personality, and do not criticize yourself to others. And I see people do this all of the time. if they know they have fallen short in something, or if they think they haven't completed a task to their own standards, they will call attention to that to the other people in the room, again, seeking absolution. Oh no, we think that's a great presentation. Oh no, there's nothing wrong with that presentation. This class that we developed, this positive images class, I had everybody who came in contact with me for the first month after we did develop this program, I had them look at it, I had them help me edit it, I had them critique it for content, I had them ask questions about it. The only way you are going to make anything better is to ask for feedback and not just criticize yourself. Oh, well, this could have been better, but I didn't have time. Or I'm not sure I really like it, but I couldn't find any more information. Don't call attention to something that you think is a shortcoming. If you think it's a shortcoming, fix it, but don't call attention to it.
Having a professional mentor is key. To have someone that you can put those ideas and someone you look up to matters a whole lot.
Yes. And again, it comes with having enough confidence in yourself and knowing your own strengths and weaknesses and being able to branch out and seek the advice of people who may be a little bit more skilled in a topic than you. Okay, so do you appear to be sincere, honest, and trustworthy? This, I think, is probably one of the biggest questions that people need to answer for themselves and their business as far as their image is concerned. If you are not sincere, honest, or trustworthy, people recognize it immediately. And they will recognize that you're not someone that they want to do business with, that they want to be friends with, that they want to network with even. So be somebody that people can believe in. And, it's never too late to make a positive first impression. It's also never too late to be someone that people can believe in. All you have to do in that situation is believe in yourself, do what you know is the right thing to do for the situation that you are in, and make sure that if you project to somebody that you are someone they can depend on, be someone they can depend on. So care about the well-being of others. Tell them the truth. Keep your promises. Keeping your promises is probably the one tool that builds respect from others.
Sorry, we're just trying to get the camera so you can see the screen, but unfortunately the lighting in here is not allowing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks online with us.
So don't feel like you need to tell somebody something that they haven't asked you about. And I'm going to use an example in a professional environment. Let's say you walk into someone's office and, I don't know, you don't like the color of their the paint on their walls. Well, if they didn't ask your opinion, I'm really not sure why people feel the need to give their opinion, other than they would rather focus on someone else's faults than their own. You know, we all have opinions, and we all think that our opinions are great. And there's a way to project that. But to walk into someone else's office, or for that matter, someone else's home, and give them an opinion about something that they're in charge of that they haven't asked you about, is probably not only unprofessional but rude. And it will not project well for you and how other people perceive you. So when you're acting, do you act out of genuine love and respect for each other? Or, you know, do you walk into a room and you've got you say all the right things, and you smile all the right smiles, and you're all on the right cue, and you're only there to get something for yourself, and you're not there for that to be a reciprocal relationship? That is immediately noticeable to people. And so, honesty, trustworthiness, and acting out of a genuine love and respect for the other person is something, again, that has to be sincere. It is not something that you can fake. If you fake your sincerity, the other person will see it, and they will immediately go from giving you the benefit of the doubt to distrusting you. And trust me, it takes many, many, many more hours to redeem yourself once someone does not trust what you've said or what you have done. Okay, so if you do need to give your views to someone, if you are in a leadership position and it is your job to express your views about something, you can express your views without attacking someone. Attacking another person's actions, another person's point of view, another person's thought processes will only lead to conflict. And so, you know, as a leader, if I don't think that you have organized yourself well enough, I will ask you to come in my office, I will sit down with you, and I will say, okay, let's talk about the day. Let's talk about order of priority. Let's talk about why this happened. We just had a client complain about a customer service situation. Let's talk about why this happened. Let's figure out how to prevent this from happening in the future. And let's figure out how to talk to the customer and let them know that we have recognized that we had a problem and how we're going to fix it for that customer. Those are very, very important things, and some businesses do that extremely well. As far as a local business that I can think of, I will tell you, it's the reason food city chains are as successful as they are. Their customer service skills are phenomenal. If you take something back to that store, they don't question you. You know, they are professional. Their stores are professional. The people who deal with you, even at the checkout counters, are extremely professional, and their number one priority is customer service, and it shows. You can do a lot of things wrong. Again, if you sincerely want to take care of your customers. They will know that, they will accept that, and they will give you the leeway you need to make, good decisions for yourself and them. Again, as an employee, I keep saying employer, but as an employee or a in a customer service situation, on a regular basis, the one thing that we all have access to instantaneously is social media and our telephones. And you have to be very, very, very careful as an employee what you say to people, how you say it to them, how you project yourself. Again, whether you're sincere, whether you mean what you say, whether you are trustworthy, whether you are trying to solve an issue for them. If you project that, they will know that. And frankly, there's a word that is not used in the English language these days enough, and that's the words, I'm sorry. If you know for sure you've done something that you wished you could fix or that you need to address, I'm sorry is the 2 words that will make people stop. They will decide if you're sincere, and if they are, they will generally give you a chance to fix that situation. So that, again, that's just another element of respect.
I agree that social media has changed customer service today. It's so easy. If I have a bad experience, I can share it with my friends on Facebook or Twitter, and that's really tough for businesses to overcome. That's why you have to have 100%. And whatever your employer's doing also affects all the employees.
It absolutely does. And, we all have that, let's say that vendor that we deal with. And I may not like the company itself, but if they've got an employee or two that is sincerely trying to help me out or, takes good care of me, even if I don't like the company, I'll continue to do business with them just because of the employee. So you can really make a name for yourself and show your value to your employer by being able to deal with their customers as good, if not better, than they do. So this is my favorite saying of all time, and I've said it to my children, I say it to my grandchildren, I say it to anybody that works with me or for me. And you may not be able to see this on the screen, but I went to a seminar one time, and this gentleman, whose name was Bill Hill, said, okay, if you don't learn anything else today, I want you to get your ink pen and your paper out, and I want you to take these notes. And I was young, and I was trying to learn everything I needed to learn about a topic that I didn't know anything about. And I was all ready, and this is what he said. People want to know that you care before they care that you know. And I wrote it down, and I was waiting for the next sentence, and he just stopped. And the whole room was quiet, and he just let everybody in the room absorb that. And so after this session is over, if you have a pencil and paper with you right now, write that down. People want to know that you care before they care that you know. I can tell you in the business world, people do want to know that you care about them. They are generally spending their money that they work very, very, very hard for with you. And they want to know that you care how hard it was to earn that money. They want to know that you care that they chose you instead of your competitor. They want to know that you care that they come back. And so they really don't, people want to know that you care before they care if you know. If you project to that client that you care about their success, that you care about their well-being, that you care about the money they're spending with you, that you care that that money is money that's taken away from something else that they're doing with or for their family, that is probably the key to success. And Alpha Natural Resources knew that from day one. What was their slogan? Sandy, do you remember their slogan? Working right. They wanted to project that they cared about their community, that they cared about the success of the people around them. And so, write that down, put it on a mirror, put it someplace that you see it every day, and remind yourself regularly. Anytime you find yourself in a situation that you are getting ready to go over the edge, you may be getting a little bit hot-headed about a topic, stop and think. Just that one sentence will take you a very, very long way. So, do you practice empathy, courage, commitment, and personal responsibility? You don't have to get down with somebody and waller around in their problems, or let them use a lot of excuses for not being able to be productive. But you do have to empathize with whatever situation has happened. Maybe their computer crashed, or maybe the postage machine's not working and they've got something important that they've got to get out in the mail, or they had a death in the family and it put them behind a little bit. So there are things that happen that are beyond people's control, and you have to empathize with that. And you have to give them that little bit of leeway. Again, you don't have to feel their same loss, or help them use that as an excuse not to produce. But you do have to empathize and give them some moral support. You have to be courageous. You have to be committed. You have to accept personal responsibility for all of those unknown variables that happen daily. I think that this is the point that we had determined we were going to stop this presentation. This is a two-part presentation. And so we're going to pick up next week on Does Your Appearance Say the Right Thing About You? If this is the point that if there were questions, I would be able to, we would be able to have a class discussion or answer some of those questions. But as it is, I hope that you will take the information that we have tried to present to you today and think about it. Think about your image. Think about your business's image. Think about what message you want to send to your clients and to your employees and to your peers and to your community, because your business is part of the community. So where do you want to fit in that? That is the question that will help you when you are developing your image within that community.
If anybody wants a copy of your slides, they contact you, or how will you have that available?
If anybody wants a copy of these slides for the people who have registered for the class, we will print those next week and have them available. So you can email me at clowe@vhsbi.com, and I will have Jennifer, Jennifer and I actually will go ahead and get those printed and have your name on them. If, you know, you'll have a chance to view this live stream for a while, but yes, we are very happy to share our information.